Wait a minute, y'all.
Tony like it, sharing. Tony like it, sharing.
Your boy done switched up on you.
Tony like it, sharing. Tony like it, sharing. Tony like it,
A line to me. And I know you lying.
Tony like it,
Period.
Okay, you guys, today we're making Southern hot water cornbread. You're gonna get all the ingredients. I'm gonna show you how to fry it, and we're going to enjoy it together, okay? All right, all the ingredients that you need to make your hot water cornbread should be on the screen right now, so you can get everything that you need. You're gonna start this with just 2 cups of water. You're gonna add a pinch of salt and 2 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna get that boiling. Okay, now that we've got that started boiling, we're gonna start on the dry ingredients. You're gonna use 2 cups of meal. I use Pearl milling. It doesn't matter which brand you use. It doesn't matter whether it's yellow or white, it's your preference. You're also gonna need 3 tablespoons of flour. The flour is optional, it's up to you. You don't have to put the flour in there, but it does make the bread more cohesive in the inside. However, if you like a more gritty or grainy type of texture to your cornbread, when you're eating your greens or whatever you're eating it with, instead of a more packy or smushy type feel, then you don't need the flour. Now you're gonna add 3 tablespoons of sugar. The sugar is also optional, it's up to you. I added to mine because it makes the bread more fitting to my taste, okay? But it is optional. Now we're going to mix it all together to make sure that we have all of the dry ingredients mixed very, very well, because you want the cornbread to be consistent all the way through. Now our water is roll boiling, so it's hot enough to cook the bread. It's very important that our water is hot enough because the water is what actually cooks the bread itself. The hot water cooks the bread. Now you're going to slowly put the water in, slowly, because you don't want to put too much, because you don't want your batter to be too loose, okay? You want to slowly put it in a little bit by little bit to make sure that, for one, you're mixing the bread well and that it's all getting cooked, because when you fry it, it doesn't take but a few minutes to fry it. The hot water is what cooks the bread in the inside. So you add it in little bit by little bit, fold it, make sure all the dry goods are mixed well. That way you'll have a great cohesiveness to your bread. Once you've mixed it well, this is what the batter should look like. It should not be loose. It should be kind of thick. It should be kind of packy-like. That will make sure that when you get ready to spoon it out to fry it, that it all stays together. So you don't want it loose. That's why you add the water little bit by little bit, so they can cook the bread while you're stirring. There it is. Now you're gonna cover it to keep the heat in. I use aluminum foil, you can use a plate, it doesn't matter. But you do want to keep the heat in the bread, because remember, the hot water is what cooks it. Now you're getting ready to spoon and form it in whatever shape that you like. It doesn't matter what shape, it's up to you, that's your preference. You're gonna turn the cold water. You're gonna get your spoon and make the bread be whatever size that you like. This is the size that I normally go with. And you're gonna spoon it out into one hand. And then you're gonna take the other hand and you're gonna put it in the cold water, and you're gonna pat the bread to form it in whatever shape that you like. The cold water stops the bread from sticking to your hand, and you're just gonna shape it in whatever shape that you like. That is your preference for frying, okay? This is what it looks like, and this is how it goes. I'm about to show you how to test the grease to make sure it's ready to fry the bread. You take a piece of the bread and you drop it in the grease, and I'm going to zoom in for you to see how it starts to bubble and how it starts to fry. Because when the bread goes in the grease, remember, it's already done in the inside from the hot water. However, you don't want it to stick to the bottom of the pan, so therefore you need to make sure it's ready to fry. Now you're just gonna form the bread and keep adding it to the grease until you get as many as you'd like for your preference to fry it. I normally fry about 4 at a time because it has enough space in my boiler that I use to fry 4 at a time. I use a pot because I like to deep fry mine. You also can shadow fry it. That is totally your preference. You can shadow fry it and turn it over when you get it to the brownness that you like. I just prefer to deep fry mine, okay? Once the bread has been frying for approximately 2 to 3 minutes, you want to take a fork and you want to, like separate it. Make sure that it's not sticking to each other. Make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. And make sure that it's frying well. Don't turn it over, but make sure that it's frying well and that it's separated and that it all has room to fry. You're going to keep a watch on the bread to see the brownness that you like. You just check it every once in a while, pick it up, put it back down, but make sure it's all floating and that none is stuck to each other. And you just keep checking the brownness to see what you like. It's important to remember that all you're doing is browning it to your likeness because it's cooked on the inside from the hot water. After you've let it brown to your preference, you're going to take it out of the grease, let the grease drain, and there you have your finished product, Southern hot water cornbread. Now that you know the process, repeat for as many pieces as you like to cook for you and your family to enjoy. There's the finished product. Look how beautiful it is. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy, and bye-bye.